Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture just to see how those incidents may or may not affect our daily lives. Listen, you see the title, you see it. We are here to review, or basically to recap, Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Now, if you have been following my channel, you followed me around Christmas Day where I was talking about Godzilla minus zero. And you also know that I talked to you all about our Christmas or holiday tradition where we watch as in my family, we watch all the old hokey dokey Godzilla movies. Uh, we watched some King Kong only if it was associated with Godzilla. So now what I'm talking about is I stumbled across this show, Monarch Legacy of Monsters. And so basically, what it's talking about is this group called Monarch, and they focus on how the group was founded and the life altering things that had happened for this group to be. Now, if you've watched any Godzilla movie, you know that Monarch is very, particularly in the newer versions, Monarch is very prevalent in the story, particularly with Godzilla versus Kong, and all those other things. So they're very prevalent as far as this company. So this series kind of gives us a glimpse of how this company got started and what their connection is to what we would call monsters, but they call the Titans. Okay, they call Godzilla and Kong, all of them are Titans. Okay, that's the moniker that they have given them. So what I wanted to do is recap the season because I've watched all 10 episodes and I've probably been watching since I saw Godzilla minus one. And I want to just kind of to recap the season and what I thought. Overall, I thought this was um it was compelling. It did give understanding about government and how they worked on uh all the little different issues, and let's talk about it because if you go to that which Godzilla movie was it, the one where he sprung up around San Francisco. I know that there's a movie. I don't think it's the 2014 movie. It's a movie after that. So we're this movie goes from there and goes backwards, right? And so when you go backwards, you go back into the 50s. And so we have characters like Bill Randa and the Randa family, Harishimo Randa. We have the mother, the grandmother, who was Bill Randa's wife. We have them how they founded Monarch because of the Godzilla site and how the government funneled all of these funds to that, and we started looking at the characters because usually when we follow these Godzilla movies, we really do not care about the human characters in here, but this series gives you uh, an insight on the Randa family and how this quest to find out about more about titans and what is it, uh, cryptozoology and all of this other stuff, how all of this came to be. We have Kirk Russell who plays in here. I think he does as a great job of being the you can't figure out if he's the hero or he's the antagonist, but I think he does a great job of being that character that binds everything together from the past all the way here into the present. Uh, like I said, I'm not going to go episode by episodes. I'm just going to give my overall thoughts. Overall, just watching this whole series, it's a good watch. I would tell you there's certain episodes that are slow and kind of lumbering. Particularly episodes. Let me see. Episodes 6, lumbering, because they have to give us this the background information and the relationship between Keiko and Shaw and Randa. You know, Shaw was pretty much in love with Keiko, but Keiko was pretty much in love with Rando. So it was just one of those situations that it was never going to work out. And you can tell that there was some sense of tension and some sense of things, but it was never really going to work out their relationship. We saw them hunting down and there was a lot of science things, gamma rays and all this other stuff. There was a whole lot of stuff like that in there. But you kind of focused on that this Randa family and how this quest of finding the Titans put such a big old strain on their family and everything like that. You have what's his name? Hiroshi Randa running around here with two wives and two children, just out here just wilding personally, but professionally trying to figure out what's going on with the Titans and things like that. So again, I think it was good. I think when you talk about the individual characters, and let me pull up IMDb, and we talk about individual characters and what their uh let's put this at legacy. We'll put this in here because this is an impromptu. Here we go. You know. So let's read what the plot was. Set after the battle between Godzilla and the Titans, revealing that monsters are real, follows one family's journey to uncover its buried secrets and a legacy linking them to Monarch. Because when this whole show started, you have that if you watched that King Kong movie where they were all went to Skull Island and all those people got trapped and all that other stuff, Bill Randa was in that expedition, and then he put something in the water to say that this is what's going on this island. Uh, and talk about King Kong, talk about the Titans and everything like that. So we follow his family through this whole journey. And let me get to the cast. So then we have Kate Randa. She was in San Francisco when the Titans hit, when Godzilla hit. So she has PTSD and all this other stuff because she lost a busload of kids to Godzilla. Then you have Kentaro Randa. He's in Japan. Now, when this show starts, everybody is mourning the loss of let me get his name. Hiroshi Hiroshi Randa. And Kate is in San Francisco. She has keys to his apartment in Japan, and she's mourning the loss of her father because they believe that he was killed, in the Godzilla attack. She goes to Japan and she ends up finding out that there's a second family, and she finds her brother, Kinshi. Uh-oh. Did I move it? Yes, I moved it. She finds Kintaro. Now, Kintaro is all in Japan. He's a big artist. He's celebrated and all this other stuff. But she's finding out that her father had two families, but her father was upset. Hiroshi was obsessed with the Titans, Godzilla, King Kong, Mothra, all of those things. He's because his whole family is tied in that. His family started Monarch. And let me go back into who his family was. We have Lieutenant Lee Shaw, you have Dr. Keiko Rando, and you have Bill Rando. So you have all of this stuff going on. These people are scientists, uh, cryptozoologists. You have her with. You have Bill Randa is a cryptozoologist who he follows like Bigfoot and all these things that people say exist, but they're not common enough for us to understand or to see them. And then you have Keiko, who is a brilliant physicist. I think she is a physicist is what she is. She studies gamma rays and all this other stuff. So you follow this family and how they intersect with the Titan. All right. And like I said, I'm not gonna go and do a review by each episode, but overall, I think the positioning of the Titans as the secondary characters were good. We did get to see Godzilla, but we also were introduced to other Titans. So we understand that in this world, that Titans have an ability to go between worlds. So if you've watched Kong and Godzilla versus Kong and this last Kong movie, you see that he was able to get down into the under earth, or I don't know what they call it actually, but he has an ability to get to these places. If you're a Titan, you're able to move between the worlds because you are drawn by this certain energy that is being released. And I think that this is prevalent within this whole series. There's a sort of gamma energy that they feed off on, and so they're able to move back and forth between the worlds. And Keiko and Bill and all of them are finding out that this energy is is what leads them back and forth into the world. The Titans naturally can go from earth to under earth without any issues and problems. It's just a matter of just a matter of humans producing enough of these gamma and alpha and all these little, whatever the little food combination mix. It's just a matter of them being able to put that stuff together for them to be able to do that. I think following this Randa family was a very good, um, it made you think about the human element of what's going on and why you have why you have certain humans, certain families following this, and the scientists are following. And it also talks about, for me, one of the things that was interesting is the um, bureaucracy of it all. You see Monarch on literally on the cutting edge of everything, but the bureaucracy keeps them held back. The scientists are moving forward, but the bureaucracy of it all, where's the money going to come from? Who's going to do the money? Who do we believe? We see all these things happening, but we can't, we need to control it. Oh, we need to study it. We need to do this. The bureaucracy keeps them from moving. And we see that happening. And we also see, because it was so interesting to see the grandchildren of uh, Bill and Keiko Randa being able to do things and move without the bureaucracy, and how the bureaucracy was catching up, how the bureaucracy of Monarch was catching up with, just the basic grit and will and all those things of those two characters. We also see what's her name? May. We see May with her abilities to be able to, computers and stuff like that, to be able to pull information and possibly read the information and stuff like that. We see all of that going on. And then these three kids, a brother and sister and May, were able to move through here and make strides and things like that because the bureaucracy wasn't holding them back. And so that was an interesting thing for me in this. The tenacity of Lieutenant Shaw, which was played by Kurt Russell, and an older Kurt Russell, because I need to tell you all that Lieutenant Shaw's character was such pivotal, because this man had gone into the underworld or the under earth, and he stayed there. But apparently, in the under earth, time moves slow. So he was gone, quote unquote, 20 years. But for him, it was like 2 weeks. And you have Keiko, who's been in the underworld, Keiko Rando, who apparently has been in the underworld since we saw her in the first episode getting drugged down by the monster. She's been in the underworld since the 50s. And she calculated that she was there 57 days. Can you imagine? 57 days versus 50 years? A mess, child, a mess. But overall, if you want to watch this series, if you like uh Godzilla movies, if you like King Kong movies. I think this was an interesting thing. I wish we had seen more monsters, but I do see that they're setting up this family, all of this stuff, the legacy and stuff like that for us to get to where we are with Godzilla and King Kong and all of that kind of stuff. So for me, they're 10 episodes. I don't know if they're having a second season or not, but these 10 episodes were good episodes. It rounded out. We see Kieko coming back to her family. She has her son who looks older than she does, and she has grandchildren. So it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do with the second season. Now, this is on Apple Plus, so you have to have a subscription to be able to watch it. But I will tell you that watching this first season, because now all the episodes are out, it is a great binge watch. I started, and I think the first 5 episodes were out. And so I had to wait till like now to then watch the last 5 episodes because I'm a binge watcher and stuff like that. Once it starts, I'm not willing to wait the next week to see the next thing. So I just will stop watching and wait till all the episodes come before I watch it. That's just the effect of Netflix. You know, Netflix will drop every episode and you can sit there and you can binge watch. So I'm used to doing something like that. There are some shows that I really, I want to wait next week because it's nice to see the community that watches shows talk about those things. So I was a little bit behind because when I found out about Monarch Legacy of Monsters, I think they had been like 5 seasons. I mean, not seasons, episodes. So, this is just a recap. I would tell you to watch the season and tell me what you think. If you've already watched it, if you've been following it, tell me what you think. I think it did a decent job of storytelling, getting us to feel for the characters, getting us to identify with the characters, identify with family, identify with what makes up a family, identify what drives people in their obsessions. You know, uh, Hiroshi Randa was obsessed with trying to figure out why his parents did what they did and where they were and all these little different things. And you see how that drive uh drove him to the point where he was able to find his own mom. So it's a lot of little different things that are going on. It's a lot of different things that we can kind of go through with that. All right, that is just my quickest recap of Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Like I said, I wasn't going by episode by episode. I'm just going on my overall opinion. I wish I would have seen more monsters. I wish I would Titans, excuse me. I wish I would have seen more Titans. I wish I would have seen the characters at some point be really, really stumped. Like I said, they were scientists, so everything was moving in a certain way. Everybody brought something to the table. May is a computer expert. Uh, 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 Kanaka, uh, and Kate. They were the children of Hiroshi. So each one of them had a little different strength that they had. So, but I was, the only thing that I wish this is, like I said, more monsters. I would have loved to see more monsters. I would have loved to see more monsters attack. I would have loved to have seen us spend more time in the under earth. I would have loved to see the monsters doing what they're doing, all the fighting, all the whatever it is they're doing. I would have loved to have seen more of that. But I do understand that this was a show that they were really trying to get you to have a relationship with the human characters, which always falls short. All right, people, we do this every week. Every week. I don't know why you think it's something different. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Look down at the banner that's floating. Please help me get to 3,000 subscribers. I'm in the process of thinking about a giveaway. If I get to 3,000 subscribers, what is it that I will give away? So you stay tuned for that. I'm setting all of that up. All right. Please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos, child. And as always, people, first of all, go watch Legacy of Monsters on Apple Plus. And bye bye.